Have you ever gone to reach for something high on a shelf and had a muscle go into spasm? Let me explain what's going on here. Recently, I received an email from Jennifer, and she was very frustrated because she literally reached for a glass in her cupboard, and the muscles in between her shoulder blades and up into the back of her neck went into complete spasm to the point that she was not able to pivot her head because the muscles were so locked up. And she was asking me, what in the world has happened? When you look at muscles, muscles should have what we refer to their optimum range of motion. Now that optimum range of motion is going to consist of a multitude of things that need to be in place every single day. First and foremost, the muscles need to be hydrated so that they have the ability to slide and glide without any restriction. The other thing that they need is electrolytes. I know that may sound a little bit odd, but electrolytes are necessary for muscle contraction. And when the muscles lose the ability to contract using electrolytes, they have a tendency to go into spasm. You may refer to it as cramping. In this case, it was more of a spasm that just created a whole domino effect of other problems. The other thing that we want to look at when we're looking at that muscle tissue is, does it have its normal optimum range of motion? So the illustration that I like you to think about, especially on video, is if I overdevelop my bicep, I walk around and I'm not able to really bend my arm, straighten my arms all the way out because my bicep is so overdeveloped that the tricep can't do its job of counterbalancing the strength of the bicep and getting my arm back into anatomical neutral. If a muscle becomes progressively tighter and shorter, those two go together, right? The shorter a muscle becomes, the tighter it becomes. Now all of a sudden you go to reach for something and that muscle is already hypertonic, it's super tight, and at the same time you're asking it to lengthen. And that's what's so difficult is people forget that muscles attach, both ends attach to bones, origin and an insertion. So if that muscle is already tight, and then let's use the example of what Jennifer was going through. She simply just rotated her shoulder to reach up to get something, but because her rhomboids, the muscles in between her shoulder blades, in her upper traps and levator scapula, please don't get hung up on the physiology. Think about it as your neck muscles and in between your shoulder blades. I'm only giving you the names because I want you to be a little bit more of a student of muscles all work interrelated. So as her shoulder, the head of the humerus, as it went to rotate forward up, the muscles on the posterior side of the body went into complete spasm. Why? Because they were already shortened, and what gets engaged, again, don't get hung up on the technical terminology, there's a self-defense mechanism in every muscle known as the myotatic stretch reflex, and it's designed to keep you from tearing something. So when Jennifer went to reach, the muscles were already tight. She went to take them beyond what they felt was a comfortable range of motion, so the stretch reflex became engaged, and as a self-defense mechanism, it just shortens all the muscles up to keep her from tearing anything. As an end result, the muscles go into such spasm, she literally is not able to turn her head. She has to turn her entire shoulders instead of being able to rotate her neck. At this point, unfortunately, you're stuck in what we refer to as a pain, spasm, pain cycle. Stop and think about that. The muscle is going into spasm because of the pain associated inside the belly. It's a self-defense mechanism. Pain invokes a spasm, which shortens the muscle to keep you from doing damage. The tightening of the muscle creates more pain, and now you're stuck in that vicious pain, spasm, pain cycle that can only be interrupted with direct pressure and/or ice. What that's doing is turning off that nerve to allow the muscle to relax. So with that being said, I want you to really entertain the idea of the value associated with maintaining good hydration, obviously electrolyte levels, as well as maintaining good range of motion, good flex. I don't even like to use the word flexibility because I think people think of being hyper limber. I'm just saying making sure that you have an established range of motion for every muscle to keep it from going into spasm on you. That's the ultimate goal. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. I had a great conversation with Jennifer. She was able to figure out for her in particular, she wasn't drinking enough while she was at work, and we've been able to correct that. She drinks Energy Fuel Light, which gives her just a little bit of extra electrolytes, flavors her water a little bit, and she started doing trigger point up in her shoulders and in between her shoulder blades, and the pain has gone away. So hopefully that brief example helps you understand that there not only is a solution, I want you to have more of an understanding of what the catalyst was leading into that uncomfortable situation. If there's anything I could ever help you out with, something that you might be confused about or something you're still struggling with, please do me a favor and send it to us. contact@coachrob.com. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We put out a new video here on YouTube. I want to thank you for your time today, and I certainly hope to see you again tomorrow.